Hey, hello everyone. Ed from New Haven, Connecticut here. Hope everybody is doing well. Wanted to put out a little vinyl finds video and share some LPs that I picked up over the past month, give or take. Some here in Connecticut, but also some I picked up in the month of July when I was up in Buffalo at the MGK VC meetup slash summit. So Mike over at MGK Boston, thank you again for getting us all together. Wonderful time. Thank you to you and to your wife Patty for hosting a lovely event. All right, so with this LPs that I've got, as usual, everything is $10 or less except for one. And I kind of got a deal on that as well. All right, so we'll start off with some jazz LPs, jazz artists I've been gravitating towards again lately. And one of them is Wes Montgomery. So this is the Wes Montgomery Trio. This is a nice recording from 1959. I'm very much getting into a lot of jazz guitars over again. So been picking up a lot of Wes Montgomery. This is a release that I didn't have. Really a beautiful record. Just great, mellow, fantastic sound. And it's actually plays really well. It's on the Riverside label, a nice deep groove. So with the surface clean, it still sounds pretty good. So very thrilled to get this and really enjoying a lot of Wes Montgomery. Again, really excellent stuff. In that vein, this is what I got for 12 bucks actually, brand new sealed and reduced at a shop that I go to here in Connecticut. This is Kenny Burrell's Midnight Blue. Beautiful jazz record that I had yet to own. Really wonderful. This is a 2017 reissue with a beautiful gatefold right here. Excellent stuff. And of course, you've got Stanley Turrentine on the tenor sax and Kenny Burrell, of course, on the guitar, Major Holly on the bass, Bill English on the drums, and Ray Barretto on the conga. Once again, really beautiful, low-key, mellow, very subtle, but really just wonderful jazz guitar playing, and a classic right here. No home should be without this. And lastly, on the jazz front, I picked up an LP, two artists that I love, but I had no idea they made a record together, and that is Nancy Wilson and Cannonball Adderley. So this came out in 62, I think, 62, 63. Nice mono capital pressing, combination of tracks with Nancy Wilson on vocals and some great jazz riffs and saxophone playing courtesy of Mr. Cannonball Adderley on his instrumental tracks. Really excellent. This plays phenomenal, holds up well. So those are the jazz releases that I've been listening to and picked up over the past few weeks. All right, next up we've got some R&B, classic R&B from the Wicked Pickett himself, Wilson Pickett and Midnight Mover. So I picked this up when I was in Buffalo. This is excellent. I have a lot of Wilson Pickett on Atlantic, mostly in mono. I don't think this one ever came out in mono. The date on here says 1966, but I really think it's 1968. And this is a total barn burner, like a lot of Wilson Pickett stuff. Bobby Womack is all over this. He co-wrote a lot of tracks with Wilson Pickett on this. Don Covey is on here as well. Co-wrote a track also. This is excellent stuff. If you love Wilson Pickett, you're certainly going to love this. And this is a really aggressive, raw, soulful record. So it is excellent. So Wilson Pickett, Midnight Mover, I believe, from 1968. But you can take a look and check that out. Also on the soul front, I had heard about this before, and I picked up this in Buffalo as well. This is an old record store release, a reissue of Solomon Burke's LP from 1976 called Back to My Roots. So the title is a bit of a misnomer, since it really isn't, he's not really going back to his roots, because this is pretty much Solomon Burke does disco. This is all very light, disco tempo, that kind of style of music, Van McCoy, light 70s funk, lots of strings, lots of back and vocals. Totally pleasant, listenable, but it certainly isn't a groundbreaking in any way, shape, or form. He does do a very interesting cover on here of Cole Porter's Night and Day, which is a bit kind of a sleazy lounge version. I'd never heard a version of that done that way before, but yeah, fun to have, glad to have it, and certainly it was on the cheap. So Solomon Burke, I'm a big fan, and back to his roots, allegedly, but not really. And the last LP, one of the other LPs that I picked up in Buffalo was this. This is Nancy and Lee. So Nancy Sinatra, Lee Hazelwood. This is one of those records I've heard about for a long time, read about for a long time, and I've never picked it up before, but it was on the cheap, and I snagged this in Buffalo before I left. And, you know, look, a lot of people love this, like, mid-60s Baroque pop stuff. I like it. And I listened to this a couple times. I can't quite figure out if they're trying to make, like, some sort of serious artistic statement, or if it was, you know, just intentionally campy and tongue-in-cheek, and they're just being kind of silly and having a bit of fun. It's actually a little bit of both. You know, they cover You've Lost That Love and Feeling. Everybody has, pretty much. Some Velvet Morning is the big track on this, and there's other stuff on here as well in that similar, Baroque pop style. You listen to Lee Hazelwood; he's got that deep, drawling baritone. It's almost like I'm listening to like a proto Nick Cave in some way, shape, or form. And you've got Nancy Sinatra rather, doing the high opposite. So it's a campy, goofy, silly record in my opinion. People love this stuff. It's okay. I'm glad I got it. I didn't pay a lot for it. It's in good condition, and it certainly is fun to listen to. All right, circling back to the blues a little bit, I got myself some more Taj Mahal. This is one Taj Mahal LP that I didn't have. This is from 1973, and this is called Oh So Good in the Blues. So this is a very, very mellow Taj Mahal release, not a full band. It's just him on guitar on all these tracks. A couple of these tracks are instrumentals as well. Really, really nice, very mellow, very low key. I'm a big fan of Taj Mahal. I pick up his stuff when I can see it. So this was one that I had not seen before, so I was able to snag this and grab it. It's pretty great. All right, switching gears to another artist who's a bit of a satirist in the vein of like Mark Twain or maybe Will Rogers, a bit of a raconteur, someone who can be very polarizing. Either you love him or you don't. And that is Mr. Kinky Friedman. So this is Kinky Friedman's second LP from 1974. And it's goofy, it's funny, and look, you've got to be all in with Kinky Friedman or you just don't want to listen to him at all. And he kind of, pisses you off a little bit. But, he's a satirist and a raconteur and a storyteller. This was produced by Steve Barry, the Dunhill production in-house producer back in 1974. He's got a lot of big names on this. Actually, Willie Nelson produced a couple of tracks on here as well. You've got Tom Glacier on here. You've got Willie Nelson on here, obviously. You've got Waylon Jennings on here. Billy Swan, Sneaky Pete is on here as well. So certainly brings in some of his buddies to help him out with the record. And Kinky Friedman, you get what you get. You get, Homo Erectus. You get Before All Hell Breaks Loose, and you get Something's Wrong with the Beaver, right? All this kind of stuff, satirical stuff. And of course, you got the ever popular They Ain't Making Jews Like a Jesus Anymore, which is the closing track on side 2, which is one of his most well-known tracks. So Kinky Friedman, quite a character, hadn't had any of his stuff before, a really goofy, fun, silly, honky-tonk kind of listen. All right, moving over to some great bar band stuff who I love. Good old Mr. Delbert McClinton right here from 1980. I have lots of Delbert McClinton. I didn't have this one. This LP right here, The Jealous Kind from 1980, has the one top 10 hit he had, Give It Up For Your Love, right? Which is on this LP. Bonnie Bramlett does backup vocals all over this record. He also covers Van Morrison's Bright Side of the Road, Take Me to the River. I'm a big fan of Delbert McClinton. It's great. Bar band music, Muscle Shoals band. You can't go wrong. You know what you're getting when you drop the needle, when you listen to his stuff. It's really cheap. It's really excellent. So if you don't have any Delbert McClinton, just pick up any of them and you're going to have a blast. You'll really like it. All right, down to our last two. Back to Kid Creole and the Coconuts from 1981. I picked up some Kid Creole a while back. They're over there up on the wall behind me. This is great, fun stuff. This is their second LP. It's called Fresh Fruit in Foreign Places. So it's just a wild ride. So it's supposedly a travelogue LP where basically each song talks about an island that they went to and the takeaway from the island and the kind of visiting and that stuff. Yeah, I don't care about the concept of it. Just the music of it is great. This is Latin, salsa, merengue, zydeco. You've got some little like reggae in here and ska. It's just, in short, it's just all over the map, and musically it just never stops from beginning to end. So an excellent, excellent, fun listen, Kid Creole right here from 1981. If you're not familiar with Kid Creole and the Coconuts, you could do worse with a lot of other bands, but for this style of music, it's just wild and vibrant, and they're just having a good time putting this stuff together, and it is excellent. Much more successful, I believe, in the UK than they were here in the US. So this is, once again, from 1981, and this is Fresh Fruit in Foreign Places. There we go. And lastly, I was happy to get this to close out the one LP I needed by this band to get all three of them. And I snagged a copy of Lloyd Cole and the Commotions. So their second LP, Easy Pieces, from 1985. I was pretty jazzed to get this. I came late to Lloyd Cole and the Commotions. Rattlesnakes I actually picked up last year. The debut LP, played it nonstop. I loved it. The Praise is certainly worthy of that LP. This one, it's very, very 80s, right? It's the, I don't want to say the sophomore slump, but there definitely is a change in style and in tone here. I did read afterwards when they finished making this record with, who produced it? Oh yeah, Clive Langer Alan Winstanley, who got brought in to do the production. This is definitely more keyboard driven than guitar driven, very much has that 80s synth sound, and it's good. I've listened to it a couple of times. The songs don't stand out as much as me as they do Rattlesnakes, but it certainly isn't bad by any stretch of the words, but I'm really, really happy to get it. And even the band themselves, they're sort of kind of a little bit of disdain with this album and was never happy how the way it came out. But I'm glad to have all three now, Lloyd Cole and the Commotions LPs in my collection. So Rattlesnakes, this one, and Mainstream is the third one. All right, that's all I have for some vinyl finds. Hope you folks enjoyed that. Hope everybody is doing well. And like I always say, with everything going on out there today, there's a lot going on out there today. Let's all take a moment and be kind to one another, right? Not so hard. All right, until the next video, folks. Thanks again.